Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wandering Wednesday. I am Michelle with FunInKeyWest.com, and all of the information is over there on the website. And today we're doing a little bit of exploring, and I've had people ask, okay, I'm coming to Florida. I want to explore the southern part of the state. Do I do Miami? Do I do Key West? Which one's better? And I thought, you know what? Let's just answer it today. We're going to wander around from Miami to Key West and figure out what are the differences. And I know a lot of you are like, Michelle, come on, it's obvious what are the differences. But if you've never been to Key West or you've never been to Miami, you may not know the differences, or you may not think about them in this perspective. So let's dive in, shall we? Okay, first, we all know Key West, laid back. It's got a vibe. It's a laid back, it's bohemian, it's everything's on island time, right? You come, you don't even pay attention to your watch. You have no idea what time it is. And half the time, as you were watching some of my lives when I was there, I didn't even know what day it was. That's just Key West time, right? It's the southernmost city in the continental United States. So you feel like you're on a tropical island without having to have a passport. There's palm trees. There is that amazing architecture that I keep talking about. And there are chickens roaming and roosters roaming freely around the town. And so that's very Key West, right? Everything has a rooster wakes you up or puts you to sleep or whatever. Then we start looking at Miami. So Miami, fast-paced, high energy, it's cosmopolitan, it's always buzzing. There's the neon lights of South Beach. You've got all these diverse neighborhoods to check out. You've got downtown Miami with all their boutiques and their shops that you just don't find anywhere else. The clubs, the restaurants. You have South Beach that has that really cool architecture, that Art Deco look. And then you have North Miami Beach. Miami, it's a major metro hub. It's got a much larger population than Key West. And you're not going to walk a lot of these places. So there's going to be a lot of more distance between the places to go check out. But it's not a bad thing, right? So what can you do? And let's talk about the activities that you can do. So in Key West, I'm always telling you, go out on a sunset cruise, get out on the water. You got sunset cruises. You can go scuba diving. You can go snorkeling. Some of the best snorkeling that we've talked about is in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. There is a coral reef that runs along the Keys, and you have to go check that out. You can either scuba dive it or snorkel it. You have to hit Mallory Square for the nighttime sunset celebration. There's live music, there's performers, and it's just a way to celebrate that we made it through the day, the sun is setting, and we're going to do a toast. They don't do that in Miami. You can explore not only the historic homes, historic sites that have relevance to not only the founding fathers of Key West, but a lot of culture history comes from there. You can go into Ernest Hemingway's home, visit the six-toed cats, get your picture at the southernmost point, get that iconic buoy, and you just explore Old Town Key West. Very walkable. You get tired of walking, hop on the Duval Loop and then have them take you. It's air conditioned, it's free. You can do a day trip over to the Dry Tortugas. You can take a drive up to Bahia Honda State Park, explore a lot of those lower keys. It's more of a laid back, we're going to take our time. Doesn't matter where we are at and when we're getting there. If it takes us all day to get there, that's fine. We got plenty of things to do. It's okay. Now, you kind of get that vibe, right? We're on island time. We're doing the things at our own speed. Get up to Miami. Now, let me preface this. You can do things at your own speed and have a laid back attitude towards any vacation, towards any destination. It's just how you perceive that to be. But it's the atmosphere that I think is where I'm really driving at here. In Miami, you can soak up the sun on South Beach. It's great destination. It's very popular for nightlife, and they've got all those luxury hotels that you can go wander in, and boutiques and all of that stuff. Miami is very close to the Everglades National Park, so you can go out there and hop on an airboat tour. You can explore downtown Miami, and it's got all those really fun green spaces if you want to just explore what's out there, art in the park type of concept. There's museums to explore. There's all kinds of cultural diversity depending on when you're in town. There could be festivals happening. There could be special events, concerts, all of that. Be sure to take a tour of that Art Deco district when you are in South Beach. I have to tell you, we stopped in South Beach on our way back from Key West one time, and I was blown away. You see it in the movies, you see it on the internet and all of that, but until you actually walk down that street and really take in that vibe, it's really hard to explain. It's just amazing. There's an Art Deco museum there that you can go in that talks about the history of the buildings and the building of Miami. And if you are a history buff like I am, you're going to kind of ground yourself in how Miami was put together and its connection to Key West and Henry Flagler and all of that. It's so cool. You can also hop over to Little Havana in Miami, explore the culture over there, have some great food, or maybe to go out on a cruise on Biscayne Bay. Miami is a great place for those that are wanting an active town and an evening party scene. I would say Key West leans more to we're just going to get up and drink all day and have fun and call it an evening when we are done and tired. Key West is known for, obviously, its fresh seafood, my favorite, key lime pie, and all of its varieties. You have Key West restaurants that, if you head over to FunInKeyWest.com on where to eat, I highlight all of the places that you need to check out. But of course, Blue Heaven, Sloppy Joe's, Republic, Kermit's for key lime pie. There's just so many places to go check out. I've mentioned this before. Key West is an island, 2 miles by 4 miles, so it's a very small island, but there's over 300 bars and restaurants. Be sure to check them all out. It's going to take forever, but be sure to check them out. There's some great places to hang out on Duval Street. There's great places to hang out off of Duval Street. I'm always pushing you off of Duval. Go explore the neighborhoods. Go explore some of those other places. They're fabulous to go check out. Most of the places in Key West are casual. You can go in. It's not pretentious. It's not stuffy. It's great food without feeling like you have to get all dressed up. It's great food in a casual setting. Miami, again, cultural melting pot. You have all of these cultures that come together in Miami, much like you do in Key West. You have Cuban influences, Haitian influences, Colombian, Peruvian, all of that. And that is very relevant as you explore Miami and all of the Miami neighborhoods and the culinary scene in Miami. You can dine downtown in Miami or South Beach. You can grab luxury dining, dress up, get all gussied and do your hair and all of that. Or maybe you're just wandering downtown or wandering through some of the other neighborhoods and you grab some street fare, street food, and explore the cultural and culinary scene from that perspective. But Miami is definitely known for its upscale dining. They have some fabulous rooftop bars. Keep in mind, in Key West, you've got the rooftop bar at the studios, but there aren't a whole lot of places to go just to be rooftop. I know when we explored Savannah, we found a lot of rooftop bars there. Miami does the same thing. So you can see great perspectives from these rooftop bars. And Miami, South Beach, great places to people watch. Although I'd say Key West is a great place to people watch as well. Miami is a perfect place for foodies who just want all of the flavors available to them that represent the globe. There are a lot of cultural and global influences in Key West, but Miami, top notch there. If you're looking at beaches and water activities, always tell people this. You don't come to Key West for the beach. You come to Key West for that vibe and that atmosphere, but they do have beaches. It's the Key West beaches. They're smaller. You can snorkel off of them. You can go over to Fort Zac and go snorkeling. Be sure to, because the beaches can be a little rocky over at Fort Zac, be sure to grab some of those beach shoes. In Key West, you have easy access to boat rides because, again, it's a small island. You know, the water's right there. You can go scuba diving, snorkeling, kayaking, paddle boarding, jet skiing. You can go out on a glass bottom boat tour. You can go out on just a sailing excursion. You can go out and look for dolphins. You can go out and sit on a sandbar for a couple hours. There's so much that you can see and do in Key West if water is your vibe. And be sure to check out what to do over on FunInKeyWest.com. Because guess what? Did you know you could book all of those adventures straight from our site? Does not cost you anything extra. As a matter of fact, we get a little bit of a commission off that. That helps us keep doing what we do. Anyway, back to our program. In Key West, you can both see the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. I think that's so cool. And you get out on some of these charters and they take you out through the mangroves and some of these little barrier islands, I call them. And you can sit out on a sandbar and just feel like you are the only person absolutely on the planet or in the ocean. Conversely, you head up to Miami, South Beach, man, that thing's wide and long, and it is what we perceive a beach is. It's iconic. You can see that. It's a great place to people watch. Miami is a great place to maybe just look out on the water, lounge. You can obviously go out on some cruises and things like that in Miami. But I think to me, it's more of I'm going to the beach and I'm going to do what we're doing. But keep in mind, Miami is close to Key Biscayne, North Miami Beach, and you've got the start of the Florida Keys. So that you can get a little bit of that flavor of both if you are in there. And even though Miami has the reputation of being very upscale and trendy and more of an adult place, there are kid-friendly places in Miami. There are kid-friendly places in Key West too, but I would say you could probably contain it better in Miami. Although I don't have a problem with all of kids coming to Key West because I think the history and everything else out there is amazing for kids to learn. So let's dig into cost and access and travel logistics. Key West, I'm going to be honest with you, Key West can be pricier than Miami, depending on the time of year. It's just the way, I'm going to just throw it out there. It's just the way the algorithms work. When you have limited rooms and high demand, the price is going to go up. So Key West can be pricier than Miami. It's also expensive to come into Key West if you are driving because you're going to have to pay for parking. And parking, let's see, when we were there last week, if you park on street side parking and you are going to pay the meters, I think it's $6 an hour, every hour for 24 hours. So add that up. You can find parking spaces that are free if you go up away from Duval. There are parking garages, or maybe your hotel or something offers parking, but you're going to pay for parking. It is a very cool experience, though, to at least one time in your life drive the overseas highway, see the 7 Mile Bridge, experience what it is like driving down the Keys. If you're part of our Fun in Key West book club, we just finished up Last Train to Paradise, and we talked about all of the stops along the way and how you can still see the remnants of the railroad. And it gives you a new perspective as you're driving the overseas highway after reading that book. Which, here I'm going to do another shameless plug. Come over to FunInKeyWest.com, scroll down to the very bottom, sign up for our book club. We're having so much fun. It's a blast. You can fly into Key West. It is a smaller airport. They are expanding it. But if you fly into Miami and plan to drive down, you're going to rent a car. It's going to take you probably 4 to 6 hours, depending on traffic, to get into Key West. But it's a great road trip. Bar none, you should do it at least once. Miami, there's more budget-friendly options than you're probably going to find in Key West because there's more hotel rooms. There's more variety. You can fly straight into Miami International, probably take an Uber or Lyft over to your hotel, and you could probably get away with Key West. You're going to more than likely never need your car once you get to town and park it. Miami, you may need it, may not need it. You may be able to use Uber and Lyft to get around. There's also public transportation in Miami as well. Very quickly, I'm going to wrap this up. But Key West, here's the pros. Natural beauty, quirky charm, relaxing atmosphere, amazing snorkeling, sunset cruises, local shops, local boutiques, great for a short drive or a long weekend. Okay? And I say short drive, let's say you're already in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, a hop, skip, and a jump down. You're there, spend a few days, and then you hop, skip, and a jump back. The cons to Miami, there's not a whole lot of shopping. So if you are into boutiques and shopping, you're not going to have a whole lot of choice. You're going to have less options to eat at than in Miami. But again, you've got a lot to choose from given the size of Key West. And there's limited space, and it can be a little bit more pricey than Miami. In Miami, you've got plenty of activities, popular places to explore, cultural diversity. There's probably some sort of event going on. You have pro sports, all of that you would have in a big cosmopolitan city. You have a lively nightlife that you can get all dressed up and gussied and do all of that. But you are close enough to the Everglades and the national parks that you can go explore those and then come back and explore the nightlife. Cons in Miami, it's going to feel probably overcrowded and it's going to be overwhelming because there's just so much to see and do. So which one's right for you? I talk about this all the time. I think you got to go for what kind of vacation, what kind of vibe are you looking for? If you are looking for something tropical, slow-paced, with a historic charm, and you love to snorkel, and you want to go out on a sunset cruise, and you just want to wander through a city and in and out of shops and in and out of bars and restaurants, then you're probably more inclined to go to Key West. If you're looking for a vibrant nightlife, you want to get dressed up, you want to have so many options for dining and cultural experiences, and you want to go to beach clubs and sit on the beach and lounge, you're probably looking at Miami. But in the end, here's what I say. If you are flying into Miami and then driving down to Key West, bookend your trip. Spend a day or two in Miami, drive down to Key West, and then come back and spend a day or two in Miami. You get both best of the both worlds. Or let's say you're flying into Key West, then fly out of Key West and go back up to Miami and then fly out. There's lots of ways to do that. You wouldn't have to rent a car if you wanted to explore both. That's all I'm saying is there is very unique reasons to choose Miami or Key West, depending on what kind of vacation you want. I say, if at all possible, do both. If it's not possible, then of course I'm going to say Key West, because just Key West has that vibe and that feeling that I think we all need and are looking for right now. I am Michelle with Fun in Key West. I have sent you over to the website numerous times as I've been talking, because over there you're going to find all kinds of information, where to stay, what to do, where to eat, where to drink. There's a sign up there for our book club, and there's a sign up for our happy hour, which gets you on our newsletter that gets you into the know of what's happening and what we're all doing. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Go wander, go explore, and we will talk to you later.